Greetings, history enthusiasts. Welcome back to HIST-A.I RY Channel, where we will embark on a journey through the corridors of time to unravel the tales of the past. Today, we're diving into a pivotal chapter in history, the Mongolian Empire, and its profound impact on the Silk Road. Get ready for an in-depth exploration as we unveil the intricate connections between the Mongols and the ancient trade routes. Let's delve into the annals of history. Imagine an empire so vast, it stretches across the rolling plains of Mongolia to the edges of Europe. This colossal expanse of land was not an overnight creation, but rather the result of the strategic and relentless expansion of the Mongolian Empire under the leadership of formidable figures like Genghis Khan and Kublai Khan. These leaders, with their fierce armies and unwavering determination, managed to extend their rule from the craggy peaks of the east to the bustling cities of the west. Indeed, the Mongolian Empire was not just about power and domination. It was also a great influencer of trade routes, particularly the Silk Road. This ancient network of trade routes, already a significant conduit for cultural and economic exchange, was dramatically transformed by the Mongolian control. The empire's vast territorial extent allowed it to influence trade, diplomacy, and cultural exchanges like never before. This was the Mongolian Empire, a force that shaped the course of history. At the heart of the Mongolian Empire's success was their strategic control of the Silk Road. This ancient trade route, stretching from China to the Mediterranean, was a lifeline for commerce, culture, and knowledge. With the rise of the Mongolian Empire in the 13th century, the Silk Road came under the control of leaders like Genghis Khan and Kublai Khan. This was no random stroke of luck. The Mongols were master strategists who understood the immense value of the Silk Road. They conquered key sections, ensuring their dominance over the lucrative trade that flowed along this route. From exotic silks and precious gems to innovative technologies and profound philosophies, the Silk Road was a conduit for the exchange of goods and ideas. The Mongols didn't just control the Silk Road, they fostered its growth. Enter the Pax Mongolica, a term denoting the relative peace, stability, and economic prosperity the Mongols brought to the regions they ruled. It was during this period that the Silk Road reached its golden age. The Mongols ensured safety for merchants, facilitated trade negotiations, and even established a reliable postal system known as the Yam. This allowed for faster communication across vast distances, further boosting trade and diplomacy. This era also saw a significant increase in cultural and intellectual exchanges. The Mongols, despite their reputation as fierce warriors, were open to new ideas and influences. They encouraged scholars, artists, and craftsmen from different cultures to share their knowledge and skills. This cross-pollination of ideas led to a flourishing of culture and science along the Silk Road, from Persia to China. Thus, the Silk Road thrived under the watchful eyes of the Mongol rulers. Their strategic control and the establishment of the Pax Mongolica allowed for a period of unprecedented growth and prosperity. The Silk Road was not just a trade route under the Mongols, it was a vibrant artery of life, pulsating with the heartbeat of countless civilizations. But the Silk Road was more than just a trade route. It was a melting pot of cultures. As the Mongolian Empire expanded across vast landscapes, it didn't just control these lands, but also interacted with the diverse civilizations along the Silk Road. This ancient route, teeming with a mix of cultures, saw a fascinating exchange of customs, languages, and technologies. The Mongols, known for their nomadic lifestyle and innovative strategies, brought with them their unique traditions. Whether it was their intricate yurt designs, their art of falconry, or their distinct musical instruments, these cultural elements were absorbed into societies along the Silk Road. But the exchange was not one-sided. The Mongols, in turn, assimilated practices from the civilizations they encountered. This cultural blend created a rich tapestry that painted a vivid picture of life during the time of the Mongols. The Silk Road, under Mongolian influence, was a conduit for cultural fusion. The Mongols were not just shrewd traders, they were formidable warriors. Their prowess on the battlefield was as vast as the landscapes they conquered, and this extended to their protection of the Silk Road. The Mongol military strategy was one of precision, agility, and adaptability. Their armies were swift, striking fear into the hearts of their enemies. But it wasn't just brute force they relied on. They were strategic geniuses, employing tactics that were ahead of their time, and that contributed greatly to their success in securing the Silk Road. One of their most notable strategies was the use of the YAM system. This was a network of relay stations spread across the empire, facilitating rapid communication and control. It was like the postal service of the ancient world, but it was much more than that. It was a lifeline, a strategic tool for the Mongols to maintain their grip on the vast territories they controlled, including the Silk Road. The YAM system allowed for swift movement of troops, intelligence, and orders across great distances. Horse riders would relay messages from one station to the next, allowing for a level of communication that was practically unheard of in that era. This system contributed to the Mongols' ability to respond quickly to threats and maintain safety and order along the Silk Road. But the Mongols didn't stop there. They also employed psychological warfare, using fear as a weapon to deter potential attacks. They would often exaggerate the size of their armies or use deceptive tactics to confuse their enemies. This reputation for ruthlessness further ensured the security of the Silk Road, as few dared to challenge the might of the Mongol Empire. In essence, the Mongols were not just warriors, but protectors. They understood the value of the Silk Road, and they went to great lengths to safeguard it. Their military tactics, from the YAM system to psychological warfare, were instrumental in this effort. The Mongols' military prowess ensured the Silk Road's safety and prosperity. Under Mongolian rule, the Silk Road experienced an unprecedented economic boom. The Mongols' strategic control over vast territories and key sections of the Silk Road fostered an environment conducive to trade. The establishment of the Pax Mongolica, a period of relative peace and stability, further stimulated economic growth and prosperity. Trade thrived as merchants traversed the Silk Road, exchanging a plethora of goods, from spices and silk to precious metals and innovative technologies. These transactions weren't just about goods, they were also exchanges of ideas and cultures. Mongolian rule thus played a vital role in facilitating this vibrant interplay of commerce and culture along the Silk Road. The empire's efficient communication system, the YAM, and its robust military control contributed significantly to this economic success. These factors together created a secure and well-regulated environment for trade to flourish. The Mongolian Empire's rule turned the Silk Road into a vibrant artery of commerce. Like all great empires, the Mongolian Empire too had to face its decline. After centuries of expansion and domination, the seemingly invincible empire began to crumble from within. The fall wasn't sudden. It was a slow process that began in the late 13th century. The first sign of trouble was the fragmentation of the Mongolian Empire into 4 separate khanate or kingdoms, each ruled by a different descendant of Genghis Khan. The unity that had once held the Mongols together was beginning to fracture. The khanates started competing against each other, focusing more on internal squabbles than protecting their trade routes. This lack of unity and the internal conflicts weakened the Mongols' military prowess and their ability to control the Silk Road. Moreover, the Mongols' economic policies, which had initially ensured the prosperity of the Silk Road, began to falter. Excessive spending on wars and luxuries, combined with a lack of administrative control, led to economic instability. The Mongols were unable to maintain the security and infrastructure that had made the Silk Road a thriving trade route. As the Mongolian Empire's grip loosened, the Silk Road trade began to suffer. With no central authority to ensure the safety of merchants and their goods, banditry and piracy surged. The flow of trade slowed, and the once bustling trade route started to quieten. The final blow came in the form of the Black Death, a deadly plague that swept across Eurasia in the 14th century. Originating in the east, the disease followed the Silk Road and other trade routes, decimating populations and bringing trade to a near standstill. The Mongolian Empire, once the largest contiguous land empire in history, was no more. The khanates continued to exist in some form, but they were shadows of their former glory. The Silk Road, which had flourished under Mongolian rule, was now a dangerous and unpredictable route. The disintegration of Mongol rule marked a turning point for the Silk Road. Trade and cultural exchange, once the hallmarks of the Silk Road, were now fraught with uncertainty and danger. The golden age of the Mongolian Empire had come to an end, leaving behind a vastly changed landscape. But even in decline, the Mongolian Empire left a profound imprint on the Silk Road. This vast empire, once stretching from the Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe, had a profound and lasting impact on the Silk Road, shaping its socio-economic and cultural landscape. The Mongols fostered a period of peace and stability, known as the Pax Mongolica, which facilitated trade and cultural exchange among diverse civilizations. Their rule led to the assimilation of Mongolian customs, languages, and technologies into the fabric of Silk Road societies, influencing everything from art and literature to cuisine and fashion. Moreover, Mongolian innovations, like the yam system, revolutionized communication and control across the trade routes. Even after the empire's decline, its legacy persisted. The routes the Mongols secured, the cultures they influenced, and the economic prosperity they fostered, all continued to shape the Silk Road's history. The Mongolian Empire's influence on the Silk Road continues to resonate in history. As we conclude our exploration of the Mongolian Empire's influence on the Silk Road, we've unveiled a tapestry of history woven through trade, culture, and military prowess. If you found this journey intriguing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more historical deep dives. Until next time, this is HIST-A.I RY Channel, signing off. Keep exploring the mysteries of the past.